Hello and welcome to the Mobility Outlook studio at the Auto Expo Component Show 2023. I have with me Mr. Hitendra Bhargava, CEO of Klüber Lubrications India. Mr. Bhargava, welcome to our show.
Thank you, Dipanshu. It's my pleasure.
Wonderful. So, wanted to know your perspective in terms of where the current lubrication industry is. If you could give us a perspective, and then Klüber's sort of business in the Indian context.
Okay, it's a great question. And when we talk about the lubricant industry overall, so is overall lubricant industry is not growing in line with the GDP growth of any country. So in general, it is GDP minus some percentage as the growth of the industry.
Okay.
So in India, when GDP is growing around 6-7%, lubricant industry is growing by 2 to 3%.
Okay.
Why? Because there are many changes which are happening. So one of the requirements of the lubricant is in the mobility sector. And when you see the requirement of the mobility sector, now less gear oil, engine oil, which is the biggest consumption of the industry, they are going down.
Right.
And like electric vehicle, the new mobility is coming. Also, when we talk about the size of the sum of a truck, say 10 years back, it used to be 20 liters. Today it is 5 to 8 liters.
Okay.
So that shows that the stress on the lubricant is more, and the people are manufacturing those kind of lubricant which can sustain that stress.
Okay.
But on the other side, the requirement of lubricant is going down day by day.
Right.
So that is why I said the lubricant consumption overall is going down. But what is driving lubricant consumption is the B2B sector.
Sure.
And especially in countries like India, where the focus on manufacturing is becoming more, the B2B is driving the growth in industry, in the lubricant sector.
Okay.
Coming to Klüber, so Klüber is into the specialty lubricant. And when we talk about the specialty lubricant, it is basically in the B2B sector, and we are talking about the tailor-made solution.
Okay.
So B2B sector industry, we are doing very well, and our growth is slightly more than the GDP.
All right.
And as a company, we are also doing much better from that point of view. So in the last 2 years, we have grown by more than 15%.
Okay. All right.
So that is how I see the growth right now.
All right. In the domain that you operate in, what is your sort of position today? What is the kind of market share that you have?
Okay, so in the specialty lubricant, globally we are the market leader, and we have approximately 13 to 14% market share globally. And in India also we command almost same position.
Okay.
So we are the market leader in specialty lubricant, and there is a clear water between us and the second player.
Okay. So the question about when we look at the current mobility industry, the automotive industry per se, the transition that we see happening, right, from ICs to EVs, and then we're talking of hydrogen fuel cells in the future. So when you look at this transition, how do you look at the lubricant industry sort of gearing up, and what kind of solutions can we expect to come?
Okay, it's a very interesting question. So I may take some time, but
Sure.
it's a big topic. So when you talk about the lubricant industry as a overall, the consumption will go down because the biggest consumption of lubricant is in the engine and gear oil.
Right.
And with the new mobility, and especially the electric vehicle, these two parts, engine and transmissions, are no more there.
Right.
So from that point of view, the overall consumption of the lubricant may go down over the period of time as the electric vehicle will grow.
Right.
But on the other side, for companies like Klüber, which primarily focuses on the specialty side, our consumption or specialty lubricant consumption will go up in the future, because electric vehicles also have coming up with a very different challenge. So now the noise of the vehicle is not coming from the engine and the transmission.
Right.
The noise of the vehicle is coming from the secondary items like brake, steering, those parts. And there, people are looking at a very low decibel noise from the electric vehicle.
Sure.
and there the work of a lubricant company starts, a specialty lubricant company starts, and we have the products which are not only sustainable in nature, but they are also helping in reducing the noise level. So we call it NVH concept:
Sure.
noise, vibration, and harshness.
Yeah.
So it reduces noise, it reduces vibration, and it also gives a smooth feeling.
Okay.
So we have the entire range for those areas.
All right.
So in short, the overall consumption will go down, but for the specialty companies like us, this is a new opportunity, and we will enjoy that.
Okay. So when you talk of an opportunity, you look at a market where currently in the EV domain you see only the two-wheelers and the three-wheeler domain sort of uh, bringing out the maximum numbers, right? And then the passenger vehicles are likely to follow. So how do you look at this sort of transitioning for you from a business perspective? Where do you see the pockets of opportunity for Klüber?
Okay. So it's not only two-wheelers and three-wheelers, two-wheelers and four-wheelers which are coming dominantly, but we have also started working with many of the commercial vehicles.
Okay.
And in commercial vehicles also the requirement is almost similar like two-wheeler, three-wheelers, two-wheelers, four-wheelers, and there we see a very big opportunity.
Okay.
So as of now we are working with a lot of startups which are coming in the commercial vehicle space, be it three-wheelers, be it the big vehicles.
Right.
And there, honestly speaking, we see a very big opportunity in steering, in cables, in electromechanical actuators, in battery management system. So there is a huge dearth of opportunities in the electric vehicles.
Okay.
And I'm really proud to say that Klüber has the solution for all these components.
Wonderful, wonderful. How are you preparing to meet the future demand? If you could give us a sense of your current capacities and how are you looking at sort of growing that to meet the demands of the future?
See, if you are talking about the future demand overall from the industry point of view, because we are not only looking at mobility as our main business,
Sure.
but we are into the business. Our lubricant goes in almost different, more than 30 market segments.
Okay.
Right from food to automobile or textile to wind. So we have a business everywhere, and from that point of view, if we talk about India, Atmanirbhar is coming as a big concept. Sure. Because our Prime Minister has
Right.
5 trillion economy vision, and Atmanirbhar is coming as a big challenge, and we are working on developing local products. So we have a lot of R&D centers, and India also has an R&D center of its
Right.
own. So we work on a concept called lubrication pharmacy, which means our people work very, very closely with the industrial customers, OEMs, component manufacturers, and then we develop the lubricants which are tailor-made for them, which are fit for purpose and which are lifelong lubricants.
Right.
So in addition to that, we are also working towards the increasing the handprints of the customers.
Okay.
When I talk handprints,
Yeah.
how can we help them in meeting their sustainability goal?
All right. Okay.
So these are our efforts towards the new requirements, and that's what we are seeing nowadays.
All right. All right. Again, looking at the future sort of potential opportunity in the Indian market, are you lining up any kind of new investments? Is that something that you have in your near to mid-term horizon?
So when we talk about the investment, our primary investment is our people, our R&D, and our products. So people is the most important for a specialty lubricant segment, because the most important task for us is knowing our customer very well.
Sure.
And there we are doing very well.
Right.
R&D also we have spent a lot, and we have a state of the R&D center in Mysore. There it is one of the global lead center for heavy industry segment, as well as we have R&D facility for mobility. We have R&D for textile and many other segments. Coming to the people, products, we are working on the local development. So
Okay.
we are working towards the sustainability, local procurement, local
Alright.
development. So that's the main investment which we are doing.
Okay. So this R&D setup that you have in Mysore, what is the kind of contribution it is making to Klüber globally?
So globally, this center is a lead center for heavy industry. So any product which is going to steel, uh, mining, cement, power, in those areas we are taking the lead. We are developing state of the art products,
Okay.
and those products are replicated across the world.
Alright.
In for other market segments, we have lead centers across the world. So like Germany, we have a lead center for automobile, and there we are getting some help, but the local development, say for suppose Tata, Mahindra, or the
Okay.
local OEMs, we are doing the development here, but the leads are coming from
Alright.
Germany.
Okay. Okay. So you've been talking about sustainability, right? I mean, it clearly is one direction that everyone's taking. Plus, the government has taken sort of a commitment towards being carbon neutral by 2070.
Right.
So, talk to us about how Klüber is really approaching sustainability, both from products, processes, and other initiatives.
Yeah. So this is one of our favorite topics, and not only Klüber, but I also strongly feel that this is what the future is.
Sure.
So when we talk about sustainability, before that I would like to tell you that Klüber is awarded gold medal by EcoVadis. So EcoVadis is an organization, global organization, which gives a rating to companies on the sustainability work.
Okay.
And they have rated around 90,000 organizations, out of which the 6%, top 6%, they got the gold medal. So we are among them.
Wonderful.
Okay, when we talk about the sustainability, we talk about footprints, which means our own footprints,
Right.
how to reduce our own footprints, and how to increase the handprints of the customer. So these are the two major pillars.
Okay.
When we talk about our own footprints, so first let's talk about our plant. So we have 55% of the energy coming from the solar power. So we have put the solar panels there, and 55% of the energy coming. We are also working on reducing the waste generation. We are also working on reducing the water consumption. So that is about our plant. Then we are also thinking how to reduce the footprints from distributing the material.
Sure.
So be it procurement of material or be it distribution of material, we are just seeing what are the biggest carbon, what is emitting maximum carbon. So we are making in India, sourcing in India, that is actually reducing the global movement of the products. So that is about our own footprint reduction. Talking about the handprint, how to increase the customer sustainability goals. So there, our main idea is energy efficiency.
Okay.
And energy efficiency is like, if I will give you an example, textile. In textile, if you reduce the energy by 2%, you are saving in crores, because 50% of their raw material is power. So that is how the energy is important.
Got it.
And we are not only talking about the energy efficiency from our products, we are also trying to help our customers in identifying, spotting those areas where they can save the energy, where they can help in improving their products.
Sure.
Even in our product selections, when we are selecting the products which we are buying, raw material which we are buying for our own products, we are ensuring that those products are non-carcinogenic.
Okay.
We are ensuring that those products are sustainable.
Right.
So these are the different steps which we are taking for the sustainability and carbon footprints.
Okay. Very interesting initiatives, I must say. So from a, let's say, near to mid-term horizon, Mr. Bhargava, what's the kind of business projections, or how do you see business growing in the Indian context?
Okay, you are talking about the industry overall?
And I'm talking about Klüber. Klüber's growth in the coming years.
So in India, means after the 2019 and then 2020, there was forced, downturn.
Yeah.
Uh, we have seen a very good growth.
Okay.
So we have come very well after COVID. In 2021, we grew by 52%.
Okay.
In on that kind of a growth or that kind of a base, we have again grown by more than 25%
Okay.
in year 2022. And as I said, now in India, manufacturing or industrial B2B lubricants are driving the growth.
Right.
So there we are well positioned. As I told, we know our customer very well, and that is helping us to think about the double-digit growth in the coming years also.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much for
Thank you.
speaking to us. Truly appreciate you
Thank
taking
you.
time.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Thanks.